Okay, green-white enchantments. So this is an archetype we've played a little bit of before on stream, and there's been a few different iterations of how you can put this archetype together. This is a more aggressively slanted build, which I think is a good way to approach building this deck. I think when you get into the mid-rangey section of this archetype, it tends to not be quite as powerful as some of the other mid-range decks in this format. So I've liked this build that's trying to get under people a little bit. So we have Setessan Champion here, as well as Seasons of Growth as ways to generate card advantage in our deck. Sentinel's Eyes is another card that's really impressed me the last few times we've played this archetype. So pretty innocuous, just like 1/1 Vigilance for 1, normally not a constructed playable card. But the fact that this card escapes by exiling just 2 other cards from your graveyard means that it gives us a very cheap, repeatable source of enchantment playing. So this is a card that makes it so when we have our payoffs here, like Season of Growth and Champion, yeah, it's very similar to Griff Spoon. I agree with that. It gives us a consistent flow of an enabler for our payoff, which is great. Another fun thing that Sentinel's Eyes does, because it has Vigilance, it can be a build your own Bogle style effect with Paradise Druid. So it can basically make Paradise Druid a large hexproof creature since it doesn't have to tap to attack, especially when paired with something like All That Glitters. And then you can give Flight with Angelic Gift or Trample with Setessan Training. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this. Last time we played a more aggressively slanted enchantments deck, I was really impressed with it. Interested to see if that feeling happens again today. Thoughts on Starfield Mystic over Transcendent Envoy. I like that Envoy triggers my champion. So it's an enchantment, which is nice. I also think the evasion on this is important because it gives you something you can strap All That Glitters onto that can fly over the top of people. We had played Starfield Mystic the last time we played this, I believe, like over Paradise Druid or in a similar slot, and it felt okay. But I think if I wanted to fit Starfield Mystic in, I would not cut the flyer. I think the flyer is important. I'm gonna bottom that. Paradise Druid is kind of a third mana source, and I would like to find some things that target my creatures so I can start drawing cards with Seasons of Growth, ideally. That's a phenomenal draw. Please don't quench me. So this draws a card on target too, which is nice. Means that if they kill our thing, we still get to draw a card. Okay, so my plan here is Season of Growth into Sentinel's Eyes. Looks like they might be playing just Skyfires. Been a hot second since we played against that deck, I feel like. Just Skyfires really didn't get anything new from Theros, so I wouldn't be surprised if people are just like playing other things because they want to try new cards.
I know my responsibility. Don't worry, I got
it. I'm gonna do this and then do Angelic Gift just to try and hit my land drops here. Perfect. You have a sweeper here. This is a little aggressive, but like if these die, they put cards into my bin for Sentinel's Eyes, and like I still have another creature, so I think that's not a big deal. We could just get like double Cavalier and get super punked here.
This might be a bad idea.
Kenrith, sure. Sure. So we'll cast this, draw 2 cards. Neither of those were the land I wanted for Christmas. Get 2 more shots here to land. We'll kill their Teferi here. Land. Okie doke. This lets them gain 5 life at end of turn, so they've got plenty of health. It's very similar to the old Heroic decks from the original Theros block. Has a lot of parallels there, I think. If they don't find something useful here, all that glitters could potentially kill them next turn. Yeah, sweet. Please attack me for 9. That's exciting. If this All That Glitters draws another All That Glitters, they'll be pretty close to dead, huh? I can't hold all of these cards, chat. God, we have to discard the hand size? Pretty unlucky. Pretty unlucky, chat. Gotta discard the hand size. Hey, Pipster, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Do they draw, or do they just, like, try and gain life and tread water? I think they're supposed to draw. Yeah, casual attacks for 20, no big. Or swing for 22, no big. I've not been a big fan of the mid-rangey green-white decks, Mana Symbol. I have liked these more aggressive builds. More aggressive builds that felt reasonable. So if we hit a second All That Glitters, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal an aura from among them, put them into your hand. So this gives me 7 shots, because it has Trample right now, right? I think we just do this. No, I stacked them wrong. Oh no. Oh no. That's okay. We got there anyways. Whew. So Obs should have stacked the Scries first there. Had auto-ordered triggered abilities on from the last deck we were playing. This is definitely a Gideon matchup. Angelic Gift doesn't seem particularly useful. This card just gets swept away. I'm going to trim those, bring in the Gideons. Do I want Banishing Light here? I feel like I might. Some Banishing Light might be okay. I don't know. We are the beatdown, so I don't know that I want to get super interactive. trim a season of growth since I only have 12 things that trigger it. Did it give you life? Did my 2019 give life to you at home too? That's true. Banishing Light is not stellar against 3 mana free. Hey, Toxin Apothecary. Thank you for the half a year. I appreciate it. Welcome back. How was 4-color Oven? It was fine. Like, Jund Oven's still a good deck. I didn't feel like adding Uro to that deck really added anything meaningful, though, Wargy. I also think that deck, like, after playing it the first couple of times, that deck gets kind of tedious to play. There's just so many game actions, and it's, like, rarely deterministic until you've clicked 100 times. So I think it's powerful if you're super into it. Perfect. This fight's very good, Jet. It's gonna be a-okay. They went to 6. Stick needs Once Upon a Time, maybe. Triple bottom, let's go. Barrick, Barrick, Barrick. Lead on Druid here because it doesn't get Tefried this turn. This can give her Vigilance. Get in there. Go. Dear opponent, please don't Clarion me. Maybe I'm just supposed to go like Life's Bounty Pass. Maybe I'm just supposed to play 1 and hold up the Indestructible. Now, they're obviously struggling for white, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, well, they don't have Clarion because they would have played it pre-combat, right? To gain 3 life. They have a blocker here. There's a Stomp? Sure. I guess playing that out's wrong, huh? Because I can't give Indestructible and do this. Yeah, so I basically just threw this away when I could have potentially drawn a card later. It could have also been right to only get in for 6 there and just hold up the Bronzehide, double Bronzehide activation to make Clarion worse against us. It's very possible. Vomit. So could have played around this by sacking my thing to give pro white. Yeah, I think I messed up that previous turn. Should have played a little bit more conservatively. Yep. definitely should have held back the Druid and just like cracked them for 6, and then I'd have kept 2 Lions. Yeah, it was definitely the line. Mix of the good hands, so good. Doing stuff and things. Is Scry 3 worth a card? No, not really. I think trying to equate Scry to cards is a little reductionist though. I'm gonna lead on this. So this way next turn I can go champion in to start drawing some cards. Gives me the ability to make sure this cantrips nicely. They brought in Mystical Dispute? Seriously? That's such a weird card to have against us, right? If they have Fire Shatter or White Source Shatter, we could be in trouble, or Time Wipe. Hopefully our Envoy is just going to get him, though. This feels a little bit bad to draw after we've, like, blown our load. I guess this still replaces itself with Champion, though, huh? And it makes this bigger. Putting both of these into play makes this a 9/9. If we find another all that glitters, we can kill them. Huh? This gives me 3 looks at all that glitters for lethal. I can cast that? Alright, fine. And this draws 3 cards. Oh, I should have done this the other way. Is auto-order triggered abilities on? Did I just click through it? Click through it. Should have. Obviously, I knew that card was there, so I should have. Should have drawn and then scried. Hey, Champion, thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. And, like, even if they sweep us next turn, we get to go, like, Champion Gideon. Well, remember, if we gave Pro Blue, we'd be down an enchantment, which would make this smaller, because we've got all that glitters on it. So, technically 2 off. So you're dead. Giant monster 1, just guy fire 0. I like aggro decks to draw cards, chat. I like it. We're still taking game actions. Like, are we done here? I think we're done here. Yeah, I think after playing with the mid-range builds a little bit, I'd be surprised if the aggressive green-white enchantments aren't the more ideal builds. This is our second time playing the aggressively slanted build. It's felt pretty good both times we played it. We didn't play this exact list last time, but something close-ish. You should O2 and fight something. Yeah, that could maybe be okay. We saw someone else play that last time. Yeah, I mean, this card alone, like, changes the whole dynamic of it. Having, like, a source of real card advantage is a big deal. My Watch Wolf here, just like jumping in. Ready to block. I think I'm okay trading for a Pelt Collector plus a Stomp here. Rimrock Knight. Less okay with that trade, because it grows the other Pelt Collector now. You're the second person to make that comparison, and I don't think that comparison is good, Wargy. It's weird to me that people keep comparing Starfield Mystic to Griffin Envoy. And, like, I don't think I would play this deck without Griffin Envoy, but I also don't think Starfield Mystic is bad. I think you could consider Starfield Mystic over Bronzehide Lion, as well as over Paradise Druid. I think are both reasonable things you could consider. So we'll turn this into a 3/5. That is exactly the droid we're looking for. Maybe gain a little bit of life. We are going to be dead to Embercleave, but you know, never not dead to their Embercleave. It's just how this standard format works. People play aggro decks, shoot down Embercleave. Yeah, the fact that Griffin is an enchantment itself is a big deal. We'll go block, take 4. Is Calyx too slow for this deck? Being more aggressively slanted. So part of the problem with Calyx is that Calyx, what's the word? Well, this is, I go to 1 here with these blocks. Yeah. Part of the issue is that Calyx, we don't have a ton of good enchantments to put stuff on him, if that makes sense. Like, you need, like, we don't have, like, Oath of Kaias or Banishing Lights or stuff like that. We have tried Calyx, and one of the other builds that we played had Calyx in it, and it was okay there. Why would this tap my Temple Garden over my Plains? Why would this tap my Temple Garden over my Plains? I don't understand. Okay, now do I just put this on here? So I have a giant lifelinker? Is that the line? This would give this 5/5. I can also put it here and smack them. I also just play out another Life's Bounty and draw 2 and hold up an activation. I don't have any lines that leave me not dead to shock. So I think I just don't worry about that. Dead to shock, dead to cleave. Yeah, it doesn't work against that, but it could work against something else that they have going on. Close game. Needed 2 more points of life there. Bring in a couple of Banishing Lights and a couple of Caskets. Might bring in a little bit extra removal on the play, or on the draw. On the play, we want to be a little bit more proactive, less interactive. To be fair, that's because green-white frequently doesn't draw a lot of cards. This deck draws a lot of cards. Let's break that green-white mold a little bit. Ooh, that's a good one. That lets me go Paradise Druid here into Champion, Life's Bounty, draw a card right away. Man, what would this deck give for Baffling End, huh? We could, like, have our 2-mana removal spell also draw a card. How good would that be? Don't lava coil me, bro. Please and thank you. Questing Beast would also be a little annoying, but not the end of the world. We take 4 here, down to 13. That feels like a good trade for me. That's a decent draw. Exile their Druid here past the turn. Remember, Life's Bounty cannot protect us from taking damage from Questing Beast because Questing Beast says their things can't be targeted. Why not target the Druid with the Vigilance Aura? Why should I target the Druid with the Vigilance Aura? What do I gain by doing that? Why is that better than making my giant creature more giant? Gain a Bogle. Sure. It's technically correct. This card's so good when it gets going. We played Bant Enchantments and Pioneer last week. This card was super impressive there as well. Well, Questing Beast says Death Touch, and they do also have Embercleave, so like they have plenty of things to do against a large creature. Yeah, the fact that it's an Enchantress that kills them is a big deal. Like, it just closes the game out. Sure. Okay. Okay. So lead on Seasons of Growth here. Draw a card. Then this scries one and draws a card. So, dead to Embercleave. Never not dead to Temur Battle Rage. We're going to chump block with the Lion otherwise, and then it flips back into play attached to my champion. Oh, it draws a card too. Of course it draws a card too. So now we can pay 2 to make this the enchanted creature indestructible. Yeah, we can stay right there. I would like to draw 3 cards, please. Whee! Hey, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. This deck's great. I don't know if it's good, but like, you know, look at all the cards we're drawing, chat. If this is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield, thanks. Flag the real MVP. What do I want to trim here? I feel like I want these Banishing Lights in the draw, but I also just like don't have good cuts. Do I just trim this because Questing Beast? It doesn't work well against Questing Beast. Maybe that's it. Just go down to 16 creatures. I guess Giant Killer is fine here. Maybe Giant Killer is what I want. Let's try that. I think I just want as much interaction as possible when I'm on the draw. That's harder for me too. A lifelink aura would put this deck into overdrive. What a release ready sound effect, chat. What a release ready sound effect. Stop it, Tom. Stop it. Right? Is there a quest or sit in my future? There is. No blocks. Maybe I'm supposed to play an untapped land there. Just like glitters plus hold up indestructible. Could see that. Oh, that's true. There's the curiosity that gives lifelink, right? That's a real card in this format. Why do you refuse to tap my basic lands, game? What do you think my basic lands are supposed to be sitting here doing that you want to tap them constantly? Green and Nose Forest is the most powerful, so it's trying to leave it untapped for you. Oh, they've pre-programmed. They're getting ready to introduce Modern and introduce Blood Moon, so they're getting the auto tapper ready for it. Got it. Are they actually adding Modern? No, of course not. That was a joke. Whew. Oh, Sentinel's Eyes is really good on Bronzehide Lion, huh? Does the background music sound off to me? It does not. Thanks for the 4 months, Waters Gravy. So something Twitch does is it to save bandwidth. If it's having bandwidth issues, it does try to downscale the audio, which can make music sound awkward sometimes. This only gives 1 devotion. No, it's fine. We just chop down this Pelt Collector. We take 3 in combat. This doesn't give it haste, right? So I could just Banishing Light this next turn. Go. Unless they draw another one of those, we should be in a pretty unlosable spot. Like, next turn we get to go this into this into this and just like draw 600 cards. if I block like this, if they cleave here, this lives. If they cleave here, it deals 10 total, -6, I live. I top deck Cleveland doesn't even save them here, right? We're on a clock from Clothis, kinda. I guess Bone Crusher Giant can kill us next turn. Unless we draw lethal this turn. This is lethal, right? No, it's not quite. It's not quite. This, if I get 4 looks at another Training Eyes, or if I get Training Eyes or Glitter, they die. And I get 4 looks at it, right? So I think that's the line. Just try and kill them here. Or sorry, 3 looks. Then there's the training. This deck is sweet. All right, 1 card I'm missing. I think this is too many creatures. What is it? Is it Blessing? Yeah, this card. This card was good in the last deck. Last time we played this deck, and I think not having it is a mistake. Because, like, not only are things frequently enchanted, but, like, these are enchantment creatures. So I think that one's good. This also triggers Seasons of Growth, which is great. No, this, you want 4 of this card. I think I can put another Blessing in the board. We want to try splashing for staggering, and so I think that'll make the mana too bad, unfortunately. Three color aggro is not quite there. We need something like a Mana Confluence, I think, to make 3 color aggro really work. That's for 1 turn. Yeah, it's not quite good enough. This hand's so close to being great. Down to 5 we go. Keep. So we get to go Druid into Champion Eyes here, which is great. Might end up being a little bit too slow in the draw here. I guess with Druid and 8 shocks, it could be okay. I don't think we're building a Bogle here. I think we're just making Champion as large as possible. And want to be able to block and not risk it dying, if possible. I don't want to block either of the other two, because then if they have a stomp or a shock, they get to kill my champion. I think I just have to do this here. Never not dead to cleave. This has vigilance from the Sentinel's eyes. So might as well crack him. If their last card's a blank, we're in a good spot here. Just go block, trade, go to 7, and then kill them really quickly with the champion. With this all that glitters that's on top of my deck. Wow, that's unfortunate. I mean, I have to block, right? Like I don't have an option. But like, not only does that kill my threat, but it's a threat for them too. We're so close to stabilizing there on the draw after we mulligan to 5. And now I can't block because I had to give it flying. Really unfortunate that this is enchant creature I control. Because if I would have been able to give this an extra attack, I could have played this and blocked on the ground. Yeah, I was a little sad they didn't bring Bestow back. I thought that mechanic was really good. Liked it a lot. A couple of caskets and last blessing come in here. Seems fine. This matchup's not too bad for us. We mulliganed low, and then they were pretty fortunate to have the last card that they needed there. Sure. For people that are newer to Magic, what Bestow cards are, Bestow cards were creatures that you could cast as enchant creatures. So Boon Satyr would be an example of a Bestow creature that was constructed playable. It was a 4/2 with flash for 3 that for 5 mana could give the enchanted creature plus 4/2 for green 1. And Bestow mechanically worked in such a way that if they killed the thing you were trying to enchant with it, you got the creature into play instead of your spell being countered, which was great. Nah, I don't think so, Merja. You could negate. Yeah, they were non-creature spells while they were on the stack. I mean, it prevented 2-for-1s and constructed 2. Like, there were a number of bestow creatures that were super constructed playable. I'm gonna bottom that. Maybe that's wrong. I think if they want to 2-for-1 me here, I'm okay with that. They could also have the pump spell, though. God, Frimraktai is so good. Oh, that card is so good. Been enjoying all the standard content. Thanks for the hard work in the new brews. Thanks for the 2 months of support, Tiger. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. I think I'm bottoming that. I think I'm just looking for things that draw with Season of Growth at the moment. Why was a legendary 3-drop cut again? I just don't think we need that much threat density. Like, as this game's showing, we have a pretty okay threat density in this deck. Avatar Zen, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. And I get that it, like, helps us. This only gives hexproof and indestructible in the event that it's enchanted or an enchantment creature. So we're taking 9 here. 10. Vampire X, welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for shipping your Prime this way this month. Get to draw a card off my deck here too. Well, at least that just gives +1/+1. Deal. I feel like we got pretty unlucky that match. Like the first game was razor thin. Just so many things lined up poorly there. Castle off the top. Claim just loved that punch so much damage through 2 turns prior. Like took our blocker and then added 3. But it's a good deck to get back into Standard. If you head on over to my website, there's a Standard Decks button on there, and it's got a whole bunch of great ones. You can also go through the videos favorite tab for different favorites I've tagged each day. But the best of the best from the favorites I've definitely curated to deck pages. For people who are fans of Standard, by the way, as a heads up, tomorrow's stream is going to be all historic. So that's Magic Arena's non-rotating format. We'll be dipping back into that. And then Friday, we'll be doing a longer stream again that'll be a little bit of Pioneer in the morning into a bunch of Standard after again. So, been a second since we did some historics. We're going to do that again tomorrow. I kind of like this build we're playing now, Pathfinder. I definitely think the more aggressive builds are ideal. Oh, feels magic, man. Should have been greedy and bottom to land. Kept the Sentinel's eyes. If they're playing blue-green flash, I might concede the match. So I just don't feel like playing against that. I guess they have a bunch of Destiny spinners on the board. Oh, they're playing this build of blue-green flash? That's less powerful, but more tedious. Does anybody in chat really want to play against blue-green flash? I feel like I don't care about my ladder rank, and I kind of want to just concede the match. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede the match. Magic, life's too short to play matches of Magic that suck. Especially after we mulligan to 4. Matchup's probably not terrible. We have a number of cheap threats, but it's also not even, it's the type of matchup where like, even when you win, it's very tedious. Sure. We have not Coin Flip. We haven't played a ton of Historic since Theros dropped, only a few decks. Tomorrow is going to be our first all-Historic day. Speaking of tomorrow being an all-Historic day, I have kind of, and I'm like, asking this question out loud and then just looking at chat throwing things at me isn't like a great way to measure it. Maybe I'll post a one question poll in the subs Discord. For fitting historic content in, do people prefer days where we only play standard and only play historic, or would changing format throughout the day be better? Like, do a Pioneer deck, then a Historic deck, then a couple of standard decks? I feel like a mix could be okay. One format per day. That's what I've been doing, is one format per day per game client. I might try a mix next week and see how it goes. We're definitely, I'm liking standard a lot, and while standard is new and fun, we're gonna do more standard than historic. But I kind of feel like I might try and roll through different ones in a day and see how it goes. I feel like that is something I'm interested in trying. I don't want to play like a training or a gift and have the creature get killed in response here. I'm going to play this out and get like flame swept and be real sad though. Well, we were having really good games with this deck. The last two have just not gone our way. Feels bad, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna see how tomorrow goes, Worst Neighbor, but I would bet that the historic numbers are gonna be lower than the standard numbers, just because there's less support for historic as a format. So it might make sense. Part of the reason why I do Magic Online at the very start of the day is because it has lower viewer numbers. So it might make sense to do Pioneer, then historic for the first part of the arena segment to build up through the slightly less popular content into standard. I don't know. I'll probably try it mixed next week and then see how it goes from there. Use them on Feather or Dealer's Choice. Sounds good, Wargame. Need one more card in their bin to escape Uro back into play. Hey, thanks for the 9 months of support. Clown, welcome back. Okay, well, we found a critter. I'm going to hold on to the eyes for now so that way we can go growth into eyes, draw a card next turn. That being said, like, in the event they have an expansion explosion, we're just dead here. They're going to draw too many cards. And, like, they intervention for a bunch, so good chance they have it. Just got to ask, Watery. We aim to please. The Team Erect deck is rampant on Arena, as some say it is. No, not really. We played against it once earlier today and rolled it over with something. There's been a lot of basic mountains today. Been a lot of basic mountains today. I assume we'll see more aggro decks here at the end of the season, just because people are trying to like get in under the wire. I probably want Gideon here against their Flame Sweep deck. Maybe trim Envoy. Well, this season does qualify you for a thing. If you weren't qualified from October, November, December, this month's season does qualify you for an event that has $10 worth of prizes you could play for. So if you wanna try and high roll some value there. Yeah, one of the things that Magic Online has that Arena could really benefit from is on Magic Online, there's a hotkey you can hold where when you're holding that hotkey and click on a land, it auto adds the first color of mana from that land to your mana pool, so you don't have to click twice on them. Oh, I got you, Most. And when you're a mod, you can know the timeout comes right from me personally. Dama, if you are on the desktop version of Twitch in your browser, you can click on the subscribe button, and it should tell you in the drop-down that pops up when your Prime is up for renewal. Yeah, it's super, super helpful. Pretty solid curve here. It's great that we get to go 1, 2, 3 here on the play, and our second and third threat both don't die to Flame Sweep. Which is pretty unfortunate that like we had a bunch of threats that died to Flame Sweep last game. Oh, I guess I missed giving this lifelink, huh? Yes, I missed 3 points of life here. 3 points of life probably don't matter against the opponent's deck. Usually they kill us by miles, not inches.
Cleave the darkness.
Cleave the darkness. All right, they're down to 11, and we have 8 power in play here. I'm gonna give this Pro Blue, I think. Just beat him down. If, like, another Aether Gust? Sure.
I believe in you, friend. righteous path. I will lend you my strength.
Crunch. Okay, they're at 8, and we have 7 power in play, plus a training. Okay, fair. Oh, that hits Gideon for 4 too. Rude. If I could put training on Gideon, but if I did, it would fall off at end of turn, so I'd just be like casting it to draw a card, deal 1, which doesn't seem stellar. The Envoy is actually a scotch awkward here because Brazen Borrower can block it. Hopefully Gids is just lethal here. I don't know why they didn't bounce this on their turn. They would have bounced that on their turn. They wouldn't have died this turn. Still be in a pretty bad spot though, so probably doesn't matter. Storm's Wrath is a card I'm going to want to keep on my mind. Sure. Fetch for planes on 1, Druid on 2. Both Croakies and someone else have been playing the Team Erect deck, and the Team Erect deck plays it, so it's more than none. If we don't draw a land, we'll lead on Passage. If we do draw a land, we'll lead on something else. Just going to go ahead and fetch now. They know what colors we're playing. Just going to get my auto pass value in here. Grab a second white source. Huh? We just jammed Chad? I think we just jammed Chad. They brought in Negate? Seriously? That's rough. Huh? Well... Gust me, daddy. Gust me. I think I'm bottoming this if they gust me. Decline. They transformed into Civic Control. I mean, they kept a hand that doesn't have red lands, if that's what you mean. Swing and a miss. They have another negate. I mean, I guess they don't have lands, I guess. Glass half full, they don't have lands. Bottoms up. Bottoms up. This druid is going the distance. It's going ball speed. It's all alone. In this time of need, it's racing and pacing and plotting the course. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Banishing Light's only okay here. It's kind of medium against Brazen Borrower. I think I'm playing this out and passing. Taking the Wilderness Wreck out of play means that in the event they draw Expansion Explosion, they can't cast it because they need a second red still. Oh no! Oh no! Someone put a good card in their deck, chat! Who told you to put a good card in your deck, opponent? You're supposed to play bad cards, like Reclamation and Expansion Explosion. This isn't right or fair. You're doing pretty good till they played a good card. I think I'm on the double block plan here. It's a good draw. This not only lets me draw a card with all that glitters here, but it cranks this up to a 6/6. For people that are asking about the Lion and Indestructible, this Druid was summoning sick. Thanks. You could maybe say my line playing the Druid was bad and I should just hold up the Lion, but then like they probably just don't attack. So could kind of go either way on that. They get to scry here. If they find a Brazen Borrower, we're kind of in trouble. How did the 5-color pile go earlier? Saw your tweet. So, Niv ended up being really, really unnecessary in it, but the deck itself was very good. Was super impressed with the Enigmatic deck that I tweeted.
Rise, my elemental friend.
So they can jump and keep their Nissa alive. Or keep their Nissa at alt resources. A real shame we didn't draw the trample enchantment there. Yeah, it's like marginally better Salmonella. But yeah, the archetype overall felt pretty reasonable. Niv was largely unnecessary. The rest of what the deck was doing seemed good, though. I don't think I really need to hold... Oh, that's good. I don't think I really need to hold... Indestructible up this turn, famous last words. They topped a card here, so what are we doing? They draw second Nissa, maybe? Yeah, what's going on, Nick? Sorry, yeah, Mondays and Wednesdays I'm going to be running later. Sometimes Fridays. Friday's going to be a late stream this week, too.
The land fights for us.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can only deal 5 here. So I think I just jump block. It is a good draw. That's why we left it on top. Sentinel's Eyes would be a great draw here, huh? That's not bad either. Oh, that's super unfortunate. I guess, actually, they could have gotten their Nissa back. They, like, chose not to. I guess that's, like, fine for us, right? I think I'm powering up one of these so I can start lifelinking. I'm short a white source. I think I keep that though. This is tapped. I just decked myself a blue-white control with this deck. Alright, I shouldn't laugh, but that's pretty good. Sure. Okay, so like, this is colorless, so I can't save this, but we go up to 7, and like, they lose their lands here. They gotta be like, just dead, right? Like, a bounce spell's like, yeah, we get these back to the bin. God, Sentinel's Eyes is so good in this deck, it's kind of unreal. It's kind of unreal. You only have to exile 2 cards. Sentinel's Eyes is escape 2. It's really super efficient. Yeah, this deck, some of your like really pop off turns almost feel like legacy turns because there's so many cheap spells that like the sequencing is super relevant, and there's like scrying and draw triggers that you're stacking and all sorts of other stuff like that. A lot of little micro decisions in your game to game. Perfect. Set me up. Although I guess against what's likely just Skyfires with the Sphinx opener, going 3 toughness thing into 3 toughness thing when they could Clary on me isn't super appealing. Maybe I'll wait till 4 to play this, so I can like play it and get value in the same turn. Yeah, maybe. Wait. Discard 3/3, can pay 2 to make it indestructible. When it dies, it comes back to play as an enchant creature attached to one of our other creatures. So Blessing here gives a creature 2/2, and then if that creature's enchanted or an enchantment creature, it gets hexproof and indestructible as well. That's a good thought. Yeah, I think you're right that I should have done this last turn. I should have done this last turn to try and hit a land drop this turn. And if I'd have done it last turn, would we have had the land? We would not have had the land. It's fine. And now Blessing's active on this, which is sweet. Thanks, I'll draw a card. I like drawing cards, my favorite thing to do. Keep my creature and draw a card, you shouldn't have. Shatter this, ugh. Blessing is sweet. This is one of the. This is a really powerful card. If you get to leverage it. We talked about that. I don't know. With Paradise Druid, it might be possible. Honestly, I think the lifelink on Staggering Insight is probably more relevant than drawing cards. My bones are crushed. Gosh, if we draw an untapped land next turn, we get to go champion into eyes, draw 2 cards. Now I could just do that. If they don't block, they die to Blessing. If they do block, I trample for 4. And I just get to sit here and hold Blessing up now. Go. No, the mana in Historic is identical to the mana here now. Especially for aggro decks. Like, aggro decks aren't super interested in playing a bunch of check lands. Bye, Felicia. It costs you a mana to give protection. So I couldn't play this, give protection, and play Blessing. Too many things. Flying's not super useful here. Blessing's great, as we just saw. Actually, maybe I don't want the third one, just because their deck is, what's the word I'm searching for? A Teferi deck, which can be awkward. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, Savage. Is there a Shooting Stars card in Standard so we can play Smash Mouth that deck? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What do I want to cut? Yeah, I think Gideon's the only mythic in this deck, right? Looks like it. I don't know what I want to trim. Do-da, do-da. Bum 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 ba-da-da-dum. I'm not even sure if we're supposed to be bringing in Banishing Light. Wow, this artwork is stunning. I need to turn this into it's been a while since I've updated my desktop background. Saw the Theros gods. That's phenomenal. If anyone who wants a link to that. Sure. Hey, Phoenix, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What resolution did that just download in? That's the real question. Gosh, it's 2534 by 1500. It's good high res, too. God bless. I think I just hang tight for now. I don't really want to play a second card out into a sweeper until I can generate some value. It's just out of 500 desktop background changing, right?
Excellent timing.
So, I'm going to sacrifice this to deny them a card draw. That might be a little bit aggressive, but I think it's correct there. So, this is able to target itself for whatever reason. So, by paying one and sacrificing it, this loses its target. What are my thoughts on the current state of Pioneer? I think it's fine. As the novelty of it being a new format has worn off a bit, it definitely plays second fiddle to Standard for me personally at the moment. I think I would change a number of things in Pioneer as it stands, but I think the existing format is reasonable. I'm still a pretty big proponent that Land War Elves is not a card that belongs there. I would prefer it if it wasn't legal, the eight copies of Land War Elves. That's pretty unfortunate. Yep. Yep. Ballista Heliod combo been problematic. It's not problematic, but it still feels real bad. Pervia, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Much like Splinter Twin wasn't really very problematic in Modern. Like, it exists. Some forms of it'll probably put up some top 8s. My biggest complaint about, they didn't do it on my turn because the Lion has an activated ability that can make it indestructible. Do you think that they're going to ban Land War Elves? I would be surprised if they actually banned Land War Elves. I would like it to ban Land War Elves. If I wasn't charged, I would ban Land War Elves. But I also would be kind of surprised if that's something they would do. think I'm just doing this because it gets both my creatures out of Clarion range. Like, I don't think I can beat another Shadow the Sky at this point. That might be beatable, though. I get to strap some Sentinel Eyes to this Lion next turn and start beating him down. If we hit a Flying or a Trample enchantment for the Lion, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. We get 2 shots at those. This gives us Vigilance, which lets us get aggressive, which is nice. This is still 2 turns off of bouncing something again. They're definitely at a high enough life total, and especially with Kenrith in play, that I'm definitely attacking Teferi at this point. I'd like to get him out of there so that way I can, That's pretty sweet. Gosh, maybe I'm just supposed to hit them. I don't know. I feel like I can't lose if I get to, like, hold up these blessings. I guess second Teferi would be bad, or fourth, sorry, not second. Fourth Teferi would be bad for me here. How was Pioneer this morning? Feather was fun. Feather's one of my favorite Pioneer decks. It had some really good games of Magic. Stop it. Get some help. So this gives Hexproof and Indestructible because our creature's enchanted. Yeah, it does. Alright, is this one going on the website too? Are we going to put a 15th standard deck on the website, chat? I tweeted out the other night that we were up to 14 decks, and I was like, that's got to be close to done, right? Like, this deck's been impressive. The aggressive build is real sweet. All right, I don't think I'm gonna get to, it's 20 to 5 here, and I wanted to go till about 5 o'clock. So Blue-Black Flicker and Esper Control are gonna stay in the deck queue. This is gonna be our last match of the evening with some green-white here. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. I will be back tomorrow with Historic. For folks who are my regulars that are here throughout most of the day, I'm starting an hour late tomorrow because I have a dentist appointment in the morning. Because I have a dentist appointment in the morning, my mouth's probably going to be sore for the stream, so getting some new Invisalign trays to put on. What is the standard format? This format might be better than GRN. It's at least on par, I feel like, and that format was real good. And we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, a year or, like, you know, a month and a half from now, some of those decks end up not being good enough. But for now, you know, unless something wild comes out of Worlds, there's a lot to love there. Opponent. Dee 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 dee. Is this the best Bronzehide Lion deck? You'll rarely be able to come in here and ask me, Jeff, is this the best anything? And have me tell you yes. So, I have no idea. Yeah, I think I prefer Red-White Wargy. We played against a bunch of aggressive decks today with the Feather deck in Pioneer, and the 3-color mana base really hurt a number of the games. So, I've had Naya up on my website for the Feather section. I'm going to change it back to Red-White today. The Enigmatic deck we played today was awesome. It is. This deck was good. I'm going to tag that one as the deck of the day. It was very good. Is this the best Jeff Hoagland Twitch account? I don't know, man. I heard there's this really sweet Jeff Boo Hoagland Twitch account. It's pretty good. Land. Land. I personally like the account Jeff Hoagland banned me. It's almost like, imagine someone who's not familiar enough to think that that's a badge of honor. To be fair, giving this trample is actually very good, huh? Like this card's been mediocre in a lot of decks that people have played it in that I've seen, but like putting this effect in like what they're doing actually seems quite good. Was hoping to draw a land there so I could play this, hold this up, or like play this. I guess I don't have any 1-mana spells. We'll see. Hopefully we draw some lands. Okay. Could throw Lion under the bus to draw a card. Yeah, I like that suggestion, actually. Because then I can put Lion on here, too.
Share in my light.
And get this pumped up. Yeah, I like that. So let's throw this here. Makes my all that's glitter better too. So when Lion dies, it comes back into play. Maybe it's wrong to go in on this in case they have a removal spell. So I'm hoping to draw an untapped white source so I can go Envoy into glitters into gift. Yeah, opponent's rate of play has been real glacial. Maybe they don't realize they keep getting priority because of their bounty. Yeah, I agree. Shadow, this card's been really bad in a lot of decks people have put it in, but your Pridemate getting constantly chump blocks like a real problem. This card probably makes the Oven matchup a lot better. It might be something worth considering in the sideboard, in the White Devotion deck that I have on my website. That's appealing. I think I just hope to fade for a turn. So this kills Gideon. And then we gain 6 up to 15. If they don't kill Life's Bounty next turn, I think we're going to be in a pretty okay spot. If they can't kill my Life's Bounty, I get to, like, get my other bounty out here. Because, like, both of us are going to be growing monsters, but, like, my monster is, my monster's drawing me cards, which is a big deal. I'd love to draw Sentinel's Eyes here. So we can give this Vigilance. Blessing's great. Another All That Glitters. Yep. Suit up. This tramples as well. Like, and now we have Blessing here to gain a bunch of life too. Or to, God, we have to discard the hand size. It's pretty unlucky. So we're looking to fade. We need to fade 4 mana Ajani, so they can't Wrath our board. But if they don't have 4 mana Ajani this turn, next turn I get to, like, play Seasons of Growth and then draw even more cards. Alright, I'm gonna tag 2 decks of the day today. I'm gonna tag 2 decks of the day, chat. Oh, they are under 35, right? And they can only gain 11 with this? Yeah, but this, so they could turn off Indestructible, but this gives Hexproof. I think I just do this, right? And then take 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh no! Oh no, killing their creature lets them go to 35. Crap. That now, oh crap. Don't play Ajani. Don't play Ajani. No! No! We messed up! Oh, we punted. Oh, we punted. Oh no. Should have taken the 5. If I take the 5 and don't kill their creature, they go to 34. They go to 34. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It exiles, chat. Indestructible doesn't matter. It exiles. Woof. Alright, well, that was my mistake. In the words of the greatest poet of our generation, chat, you just gotta shake, shake, shake it off and go along to the next one. Our decks are very similar, except our deck draws a bunch of cards, so very clearly our deck is better than theirs. So we're gonna be okay for the next one. Yep, their attack with everything was very good there. They were one hit point short with just the lifelink, and then I blocked their thing and gave it to them. Giant Killer seems good. Yeah, potentially. What do I want to cut though? Most of my cards seem good here. I guess Bronzehide Lion being indestructible is kind of whatever. They didn't have enough mana, Golden Ringer. They needed a 5th land. I think Druid giving us extra mana is pretty important. I should have stopped and counted. Yeah, opponent played that really well. They were 1 point short, and they gave me a chance to give it to them, and I did. I got ahead, and then got sloppy because I was ahead. The final list does not have Niv in it, Mr. Bunny. That is correct. We started with the submission that had Niv, and then we cut it because it wasn't necessary. The list in the video description will be the final list without him. If you want the list that has him in it, you'll have to scroll back through the stream decker. Hey, Raging Duck, thanks for the quarter of your support. Welcome back. I appreciate it. You can't cut that many threats, Saven. This is a deck where you have to have a creature and you have to have a thing to put on your creature, so you can't cut too many of one thing. You can't well, the primary mistake people make when playing decks like this is they overboard. Maybe Banishing Light is better than one of these two cards. I would believe that. That's something I would believe. It would let me. Banishing Light, they're Banishing Light. Nope, Mondays and Wednesdays I'm scheduled till about 5 o'clock spread up. This is our last match of the day. I guess I should have not been greedy and should have just kept the tapped land. Yeah, this deck would really love Baffling End. Bet my kingdom for a Baffling End. Yeah, we're just super dead. Couldn't afford to stumble. So, close game one. Close, sweet game one where I ended up missing a critical point to let them sneak in the Ajani. And then game two there just kind of stumbled and died. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this list. I don't know that I'd make any changes. Both Druid and Bronzehide felt good. Couple of Blessings felt like a good inclusion. Season plus Champion just draws so many cards. Yeah, I might give a message my art guy and get this one up on the site at some point. We've played a few different iterations. All right. At any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and catch all of y'all around later. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow morning with some historic on Magic Arena. And if you're someone that's just a fan of Standard, Friday is going to be a little bit of Pioneer in the morning into a bunch of Standard into a long day till about 5 o'clock again. Thanks everybody for being here. Remember, if you want to check out more of my content after I sign off, be sure to head on over to my website or my YouTube channel. I'm going to hit one quick ad roll here as I sign off for the day and catch you tomorrow. Hopefully, folks, everybody enjoy the rest of your Wednesday wherever you're at in the world.